All right, so I just listened to the entire Chromacopia album, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think about it. Now, off the rip, I can't say that Chromacopia is better than Igor. Maybe it's recency bias. Maybe it's because I sat with Igor for a little while longer, but Igor is still one of my favorite projects from Tyler, the Creator. But listening to Chromacopia, it's clear to see that Tyler is afraid of getting older, and he's almost resenting responsibility that he knows eventually he's gonna have to face one day. So I'm gonna give y'all my favorite 5 songs from the project, and just to show y'all I ain't capping, got my notes right here. Saint Chroma, Darling I, which is one of my favorite tracks off the project, featuring Tizo Touchdown, I Killed You, Tomorrow, and Like Him. Those 5 songs on this project were the ones that stood out to me. Those 5 songs were the one that caught my ear. Now, the song he had with Tizo Touchdown, I love it. It's a smash. It feels warm. A lot of Tyler's sounds, they're very airy. Um, it sounds gritty in the beginning, but toward the middle, it starts to kind of level out and have this airy feeling. And this is around the time in the album where he's starting to kind of fall in love and have those questions about, am I ready to have kids? Am I ready to start a family? But his beats pretty much match the mood that he's trying to set for the project. And I love that about it. Now, there are parts in the album where there's a woman speaking to Tyler. I'm assuming that that's his mom, just giving him affirmations throughout the tape, telling him that he's always been that light and to continue to shine bright. And I love hearing that because I can pretty much tell how Tyler grew up, that he was probably like the standoffish kid. He was probably the artsy kid. He was probably the kid that was into his mind so much that all he wanted to do was just create. And he was also the misunderstood kid. I can absolutely relate to that. So hearing his mom just give him affirmations, and even toward the end when she was telling him certain things and you could almost hear it in her voice how she was getting choked up talking about it, I know that was a proud moment to see her son do his thing. Another thing that I liked about the project was how the songs flowed. When I listen to projects, I like to just turn them on and just until it ends. I really couldn't tell when songs were switching. I was listening to songs and then I'll just be kind of lost in a record, and then I'll look down and check my phone and I'll be like, oh, it went to the next song. I love how they sequence the album because it sounds like one big track the way they have it sequenced, and I love that about it, especially around like Darling I, how it went into the next song. I thought it was one long song, but it was actually going into the next song. So I love the way that the album flows. As an artist, that's something that I think we all strive for. Even I've dropped projects back in the day where I've tried to achieve that same thing of having a song just flow, because that's how you want to present your project. It's like a movie, you don't want to really break it up in chapters. You want it to flow. But I think he absolutely nailed it on this project. Now, I've already told you that my favorite song off this project is Darling I. And the reason that this song is my favorite off this project because it's something that I, as an artist myself, can relate to, or any artist. I think when you're an artist, you really, really love what you do. It's very hard to be in a serious relationship because your first love will always be what you do for a living. And for Tyler, is music. And like a lot of people, it could be just art, it could be fashion, it could be music, whatever it is, you fall in love with that when you're young. But then when you meet someone, you have to share yourself with them, but you also have to share yourself with your passion. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making sense. And that seems like what Tyler is dealing with. It can come off as selfish. But nobody understands an artist's mind like other artists. So when I hear this track where he's like, I want to be with you, but music is my first love, and music will always come first before you. So where are my options? But how long can you go throughout life being like, oh, well, I got options, before you grow old and lonely and you're like, well, you know. But I think when Tyler speaks like this, I think he's fine with, you know what, if I grow old and lonely with nobody, then that's fine, because I'll always have music. And as an artist, as somebody that makes music, I truly understand, like, there's no better feeling than making music and being able to create. And I think Tyler is, on this project, is coming to terms with that. Like, hey, if I find somebody, cool, but if not, music is always going to be my first love. Another theme that I picked up from this album is that Tyler knows he's growing old. And in growing old, he's not the 20-year-old that we were introduced to years ago when he came on the scene and was very brash and very loud and just very rambunctious. He's not that guy anymore. Like he's in his 30s. He's getting older. Your body's starting to slow down. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a part of life. But it's dope to see him evolving. But I also think it shouldn't be something that you should be scared of. I think this project, you can kind of hear where he's kind of nervous about growing old. Like, the ride's almost over, but I don't think that's nothing to be scared of. I think to be able to grow old is a badge of honor. To be able to grow old with knowledge is something that can't be replaced. So I honestly think with this project, he's pretty much coming to terms with that and knowing that, the old Tyler is pretty much fading out. Them days are long gone. The Odd Future days, running around town doing crazy stuff, that's over with. His sound is more refined, and the production on this project as well. Like, he produced all the songs on this project. It sounds amazing. I pointed out those 5 songs because those were the ones that stood out to me. Again, Saint Chroma, Darling, I Killed You, Tomorrow, and Like Him. The production is crazy. Damn near flawless. I gotta give props where props is due. But I'm not gonna give this no kind of numerical grade. I'm just gonna say it's a great album, and I honestly think that you should sit with it, because what I like, you might not like. But it is one of those projects where you just throw it on and let it run, and you'll hear what you like, because you'll hear something, you look down at your phone like, damn, what song is that? What name is that? It's a couple of those moments I had on this album. So make sure y'all check it out, Chromakopia. It is a great listen. Shout out to hip hop. 250. What he sell? 250. Like the first day sales type. I love it. I love it. They keep saying hip hop is dead. Like, where? But yeah, man, it's the kid Ríez. I'll catch y'all on my next video. And as always, stay carefree, stay safe, and peace.